Hey everyone, my name is Meera. Welcome back to my channel. For a majority of my reading life, I have been reading books written by Western authors. Understandably, the culture and representation was nothing that I connected with, but the experiences and the emotions of the characters was something that always resonated with me. It's only recently that I have begun examining my reading tastes and choices and trying to make a more conscious effort to read books written by authors a lot closer to home. So, the Asian Readathon, which was hosted by Cindy from Read with Cindy, came as a perfect opportunity for me to spend an entire month reading books written by Asian authors or about Asian characters. This readathon took place in the month of May. There were 4 prompts that were mandatory to completing the readathon and one which is optional where you could read the book that had been picked by the group. I finished only the 4 mandatory challenges and I'm going to be telling you which book I picked for each of these prompts and what I thought about them. So if you're looking for Asian book recommendations, then stay tuned till the end of this video because you just might discover some new favorites. The first prompt was read a book by an Asian author. For this, I picked The Sky at Our Feet by Nadia Hashimi. Jason Riazi is only 12 years old when he learns that his mom has been living in America illegally and that his dad did not die because of a car accident. Rather, he passed away because of some gang violence back home in Afghanistan. One day, he sees his mother being escorted by some police and he becomes absolutely terrified, thinking that she's going to be sent back home. He makes it his mission to travel all the way to New York City by himself, where one of their family friend lives, and see if she could help his mom or not. This was such a heartrending story of the Afghani immigrant experience wrapped in a narrative of a child left feeling all alone in the world. It also sheds light on the identity struggle that a lot of people who are raised in bicultural environments go through. A large chunk of this book has to do with Jason's journey from his town to New York City. So, in a way, it reads a little bit like an adventure novel where he has to go through so many difficulties to make his way there because he has barely any financial means, not many adults to help him. I feel like some of the scenes pertaining to this journey could have been cut short because after a point of time, to me, it started feeling a little draggy. And I would have appreciated a lot more if we could have heard a little bit more about Jason's parents' story, the hardships they faced, how they made the decision to move to America, and things like that. One of the things I also appreciate is that this book points to the allure of the American dream and the fear of deportation that a lot of migrants must feel. It has been written in a manner that could appeal to younger audiences as well, considering that most of the main characters in this book are children. I rated The Sky at Our Feet 4 out of 5 stars and I would definitely recommend it. The next prompt was read a book featuring an Asian character or written by an Asian author who you can relate to. For this prompt, I picked The Puffin Faluda Omnibus by Satyajit Ray because, well, the main characters in this book are Indian and so am I. This is a collection of 3 short stories in which we follow the private detective Faluda as he journeys from one Indian city to another along with his cousin. In each of these cities, they encounter some or the other criminal activity or mysterious thing occurring, which they begin to solve. The 3 stories that are part of this collection are The Emperor's Ring, The Golden Fortress, and The Bandits of Bombay. Out of these 3 stories, The Emperor's Ring was my absolute favorite because it was the most unpredictable of the lot. The atmosphere of mystery was very well established, the plot points were convincing, and I have observed that in all of these stories, Feluda's character, as someone who is observant and detail oriented, has been sketched very well. The writing in these stories is not flowery or verbose, it's something that all of us could immerse ourselves in very easily. And I like that Satyajit Ray's writing can be so simplistic and so beautiful. It pays attention to the most mundane things in life, and that's something I like about these stories. You know, when you talk about mystery and suspense, everyone talks about Sherlock and Agatha Christie. I'm like, Faluda, talk about Faluda because I have really been a fan of Faluda stories ever since I was young. and they will always hold a special place in my heart. I just enjoy them a lot, and I'm always recommending these stories to people. One of the things in particular that made these stories quite entertaining for me has to do with a certain mannerism of Feluda and his cousin. So as they are traveling from one place to another, they have this habit of sort of gathering people as they go. Meaning, if it's just two of them starting from location A, by the time they reach the destination, there'll be a group of like 5 people. I don't know how it happens, but it happens in the most natural and seamless manner. And somehow all of these people get embroiled in the mystery, and that makes it all the more fun because of what they bring to the resolution and what they bring to the climax. Their dialogues and their contribution to the story was all equally entertaining to read about. I rated the Feluda Omnibus 4 out of 5 stars. If you haven't heard of these books or if you haven't read them, I think you should stop procrastinating and just pick it up, especially now that the weather is all really nice. I think you'd enjoy it a lot. The third prompt was read a book featuring an Asian character or written by an Asian author who is different from you. For this, I picked The Brightest by Helen Huang because the main character is Vietnamese. Mei Tran is a country girl from Vietnam who works very hard to put food on the table for her family. Her family consists of her mother, her grandmother, her daughter, and herself. One day, Mei gets approached by an older woman who is looking for a bride for her son. Now, this woman convinces Mei to travel to America for the summer and try and see if she gets along with the older woman's son or not. Normally, May wouldn't agree to something like this, but there are 2 reasons because of which she gets convinced. First, there's substantial money involved in doing this. And secondly, May could look for her father in America, the father she has never known. Diakhai is the main male character in the book who is unable to feel strong emotions because of his autism and also because of a traumatic experience during his childhood. He gets persuaded by his mother to court May for the time that she is in America. It's after a lot of hesitation and argument that he agrees on the condition that his mom stops with all of this matchmaking. This is an adult contemporary fiction, and one of the things that I must commend the author for is the depiction of the migrant experience. May's initial thoughts when she reaches America, when she's in the flight, when she sees the place is just so innocent and so heartening. It shows you the value that the West holds for a lot of people living in developing countries and underdeveloped countries. A couple of other things that made me want to pick up this book is that there is autism rep in it, and also that it's an own voices book. Because I haven't read books before featuring autism, I can't comment too much on it, but I'm definitely glad that I got to read this and educate myself a little on what it's like. Now, as a romance novel, I don't think this one brings much to the forefront that is unique or new. A lot of the conflicts in the book were very hackneyed. There's the same kind of ups and downs in May and Kai's relationships, like misunderstanding, jealousy, miscommunication, or lack of communication. My favorite character in this book is Kwon, that is Kai's elder brother. I loved reading the scenes in which he was present, and also I appreciated the fact that he was such a solid source of support for Kai. I rated The Brightest 3 out of 5 stars. If you've read this book, please let me know your thoughts about it. I think it has a lot of rave reviews on Goodreads, but I don't know, I didn't really like it that much. I enjoyed reading it, definitely. It wasn't extraordinary or outstanding for me. The fourth challenge was to read a book recommended by an Asian. I clubbed this challenge along with the second one and picked the Feluda Omnibus for both of these challenges. The fifth one, which is optional, was to read the group book, and the choice for the group book was Little Fires Everywhere by Celestine. I tried reading this book, but I don't know if it's because I wasn't in the right frame of mind or something. I couldn't bring myself to be interested in it. So I sort of DNF'd it. Like, it was a semi DNF, but not really because I didn't give it a chance as much. So I think I'm gonna pick this up at another time and try and read it. That's it for my Asian Readathon wrap up. I am going to continue this trend of reading more Asian books frequently. So you'll definitely hear from me soon about more such books. Let me know what are some of your favorite Asian books. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video. Bye.